Alright everybody, welcome to another Modern stream. We're going to be trying out the Ultimate Hero deck. This deck was championed by Electric Bob, fantastic streamer, all around great guy, and he's been doing really well with Green-Black The Rock, and of course Green-Black Rocklamer for us the connoisseurs in the matter. And he played a deck list after the Yorion ban, because the deck was virtually banned while Yorion was legal for obvious reasons. So now the deck is playable again, and this is the deck list that he tried out. He 5-0'd with it, and it looked fantastic, so I wanted to give it a shot. So this is a deck built around, as I was saying, around Eldritch Reclaimer, and the Reclaimer, of course, being able to find Urza Saga. It's a very, very big deal. Then Urza Saga can give you value thanks to Mishra's Bubble, Nihil Spellbomb, Shadow Spear, and Spelllift Drum. Those are the tutor targets that we have access to. Just a bunch of other lands as well, including Boseiju, Takenuma for value, and Golgari Rot Farm. One copy of Golgari Rot Farm, this card can actually allow you to hit some land drops in otherwise awkward spots and stuff like that. And besides that, this is just a good old John style deck. So we have access to Inquisition of Coastal Lake as well as Thoughtseize, Fatal Push and Bloodchief's Thirst as our removal. And then good old Bob, Tarmogoyf, and Endurance to round up the creature suite. And then this card, which every time I play this card, I've been extremely impressed. And this is not only in the context of this deck specifically, but I've also tried this card in the context of like Absent Lands, for example, like Titania style decks. And I was always very impressed by this. Like it's obviously not Renin 6, right? Because nothing is Renin 6, but it was much closer than I expected it to be in terms of the amount of value that it granted. And even in certain scenarios, it was actually better than Renin 6. So don't sleep on Withermill Command. Like this card is actually quite legit. In the sideboard, we have access to Bojuki Ball, which is a tutor target for Eldritch Reclaimer, of course. Then Soul Guide Lantern and Pitting Needle, a couple of extra tutor targets for our Urza Saga. 3 copies of Bitter Blossom. When was the last time that you saw Bitter Blossom played in Modern? And we're jamming 3 copies of it. We can go turn 1 Black Source, turn 2 play Saga, play Bitter Blossom. GG's versus... I have no idea. I have no idea why we're playing Bitter Blossom. This looks pretty bad to me, but Bob said that it was good versus like Murktide and shit, so I'm just like, sure. I mean, if Bob says it, I'm gonna give it a try. I mean, I don't need to be pushed too hard to play some Bitter Blossoms, you know? Then go for the throat. Obviously, the idea here is to be able to kill stuff like Omnath and Murktide. Turak Dread Cantor, this card is fantastic versus combo. This card is fantastic versus the Omnath decks as well. Any Solitude deck, this card does a lot of work. 2 copies of Necromancia, obviously against combo and against decks that are using specific cards to win. That's for example Yawgmoth, that is for example Amulet Titan. And then a couple of Engineered Explosives because yes, Hammer remains to be a very, very powerful deck still. And this is one of the best cards possible against them. We're going to be playing this deck through a Modern League. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. You can also leave a comment down below. And if you would like to support the stream, you can do so through Patreon, donations, and coaching sessions. All the information in the description of the video down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you for round number 1. All right. Why would you come to me, Bounce Land, and just like stab me in the back? Although I guess this is the chest. Like the back would be over here. Yeah, we have to ship that hand. Even though it looked extremely sexy, we just have to ship that hand. There's just no way I'm keeping Shadow Spear, right? There's just no way I'm keeping Shadow Spear. So let's go with Verdant Catacombs. Because my opponent may turn 1 Monkey me, and if they turn 1 Monkey me, I'm very interested in Fatal Pushing it, so... This is gonna be bad. I mean, I'm not gonna not play Bob on 2... Okay. So, my opponent could have Renin 6, that's why I'm going for Thoughtseize. And if I play this Bob into a Renin 6, then it's obviously all sorts of problematic. Interesting. So they have all the lands they want. So I'm just taking the Fairy here. And then playing Bob next turn. I'm just hoping that Bob goes the distance. But obviously, like, if I play Bob, my opponent plays the Fairy, bounces my Bob. Like, I'm just so far behind at that point, right? Okay, it's not bad. So now my opponent's not going to be able to answer both things. They can just go Rhinos and just say YOLO, you know? Just shrug. Yeah, this looks like Rhinos. Because Glimpse would not play Solitude, right? Also, Glimpse does not play Teferi either. I mean, I'm definitely thinking that this is Rhinos. I'm also hoping that it's Rhinos because we can probably never beat the Glimpse deck, right? So it's not super likely that we beat Rhinos either, but we have a better shot at beating Rhinos than beating the Glimpse deck. Okay. It's kind of nice. Also, this makes Reclaimer into a 3/4, which is cool. Okay, so playing Outburst. Unsurprisingly, it is Rhinos. They do have Leyland Binding, Shardless, Force of Negation, Fury. They have both Solitude and Fury. Damn, some wild stuff. Gross. So we're just taking Omnath here, right? There's no other option. Okay. Can't really play can't play Bob into the Fire Eyes, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna get Ursa Saga, right? That's the play here. So we're gonna push this thing. We could trade one of these Rhinos for Reclaimer if we wanted to. Also, I fucked it up. Shit. Yeah, I fucked this up really badly. Now my opponent can ice my Reclaimer. I guess that's fine. Because if they ice Reclaimer, they don't ice Bob. Yeah, that's okay. Fire 1 and 1. Okay. I'm not gonna play around second Fire Eyes, right? They have exactly second Fire Eyes. Oh, Leyline Binding. Well, that sucks. Okay. Witherbloom Command. So I guess I'm just gonna drain. Choose target player. Choose target opponent. Hoping to find the Saga here, obviously. Man, I got so fucking punished. That's brutal. So now they can just hardcast Solitude to kill Bob. Yeah, now I'm just too far behind, I think. That sucks. No locks, thank you. Rhinos could literally trade agent for them playing Companion here. I think it's better to just have the better cascade spell, right? Yeah. Yeah, the Ursa Saga would have mattered. Like, just having access to the Saga would have actually mattered quite a bit. So that sucks. Turak looks good. And what doesn't look good? Bush looked actually fine. Also Goyf. Damn, Goyf is so good against them. Spellbomb's bad. I think Bob is great. Just got the endurances. On one thirst. Okay. Just gonna turn one reclaimer here. And we really want to find a second land. If we find second land, I feel we're gonna be in pretty good shape. Fantastic. Absolutely glorious. Jesus, fuck. That's a lot. Okay. Do I take Force of Negation here? I think I take Force of Negation. And the plan is to just... The plan is to draw a land so that I can Necromantia. Poggers. Don't tell me they drew another Force of Negation. Because that would suck. Also, they didn't ice, so that means that they drew a land, right? If you don't ice there, it's because you drew a land. There's no other way. Yeah. Crashing Footfalls. Well, this game looks pretty good. This game does look pretty good. I feel ahead. It's fair to say that I feel ahead. Also, I like my opponent's username. It's interesting to me that they left all of the forces. Okay, so that was their draw step. And they get the fairy, which is fine. Minus on Reclaimer. So now we're just gonna Thoughtseize. Get the only card that does anything. And man, this is actually interesting. Do I want to play a second Reclaimer? Because if I play a second Reclaimer, then we get got by Fury if my opponent draws it. So I think I'm just gonna chill. Like, there's no reason for me to play into Fury and turn my opponent's dead card into a good card. They can still win with Omnath and Elementals, sure, but, you know, they have 4 their dead cards in hand. Like, I'm feeling pretty confident about my spot. Entire deck revealed. Okay, that was their draw, so we still have perfect info. Fetch. Overgrown Tomb. Also kind of funny how this adds a type for... I'm just gonna get Reclaimer into play. And now my dudes are 4/4s. 3/4s, my bad. Also, they shouldn't have played a Flooded Strand there because they could draw Omnath. And then if they draw Omnath, then they can use the fetch land to double spell on the following turn. So I think that was a mistake on them. Like, it feels like the only way that they can win if they find Omnath. They can't win without it. Okay. So their hand is now Outburst, Shardless Agent, Unknown. Let's get a Saga. And then tap. So if I attack with everything, opponent can double block a Reclaimer, and then they're kind of dead on board. They go down to 2. And I just play my stuff out. Okay. I think this is still fine. Bloodchief's Thirst seems a little bit lackluster. So maybe just go for the Throat is better. And they have Fury. They don't have Force. They have 2 Fury, 2 Solitudes. It's kind of a weird split, but sure. Okay, this is a fine keep. Opponent moves to 6. It's interesting whether to Reclaimer on 1 or to Inquisition, because Inquisition can't get a Fire and Ice. So let's bubble myself. Another Reclaimer. I guess that sounds good enough. It allows me to double spell next turn. And next turn I get 2 Inquisition plus Reclaimer, which is not bad. Someone at MLGS play a rock deck with double Reclaimer when he first came out. How's it playing so far? I think this deck is actually quite good. Like it's a pretty good way to approach the rock style archetype, or like Junt style or whatever. And I think that being straight up black green gives you some pretty good mana, which is something that Junt Saga really struggles with. Like, John Saga's biggest problem is precisely how bad their mana is. Inquisition. Oh, whoops. Inquisition you. Maybe I should have attacked first. I don't know. Who knows? There's an argument for playing the Goif, but the Goif is only a 2/3, and then my opponent gets like a lot more agency. Yeah, I could just lay them binding. So I'm just gonna take the Shardless here. And now my opponent has like a Force of Negation that's pretty bad. We get fairly owned by Fury. So I'm just gonna fetch for a basic forest to play Reclaimer here. And the reason for this is if I draw another fetch, I can make Reclaimers into 3/4 next turn. So if they want to binding one of my dudes, they can, but that makes the Goif into a card, which is nice. So this is interesting. It's an interesting spot. My opponent's top decks are pretty good, but I have the Rhinos kind of covered. Interesting. Oh, so I guess that they don't have a... So they must have fucked up, right? Because they got Rogue in Triumph turn 1, but now they can't... They don't have a swamp, so they can't binding for 1. So I think that they just made a mistake. They fetched poorly. They're living up Hardcast Force. Okay. I'm gonna attack with both, and I'm just gonna play out a Goif here. And next turn I can go Bob plus Reclaimer activation. I think my opponent's gonna Leyline Binding the Goif on my end step, which seems fine. I'd rather than Leyline Binding the Goif than my Bob. This is the card that I'm a little bit worried about, though. Yeah. My best draw would be something like Boseiju, I guess. So I can play out the explosives here. Opponent did not show... Oh, I guess they can Boseiju the explosives, but... I think I'm gonna play... Man, this is so close. I think I'm gonna play Goif and hold up Reclaimer activation. Thank you for the follow, Helpless Summoner. So if we go get Golgari Rot Farm, that gives me a way to get my land drop next turn. I think I'm gonna go for Saga though, because Saga can allow me to Shadow Spear. Do nothing. Okay. So get Saga into play. Okay, Okay, land's actually not bad at all. So this turns Reclaimer into a 3/4. And now I get to play Bob. And I think we pass the turn. Because I think that holding this Goyf to block is kind of good for me. Violent Outburst. Turns out that it was. Ha, they have endurances. Interesting. Okay, now they do have the black thing. So what I can do is I can go fetch Boseiju and then use Golgari Rot Farm to bounce my Boseiju back to hand so I can exile. So I can blow up a leyline binding, which is kind of cute. Still have Force of Negation as one of the last cards in hand. No attacks is obviously pretty good. Definitely very important to save my life total here. Construct. Bob. Inquisition was revealed. That's good. So now we can go Saga. Activate Reclaimer. Suck Swamp. Get Garrot Farm. Bounce. Saga. Now we're getting Springleaf Drum. Play land. And I'm gonna use Bob to Inquisition my opponent. And I think that my constructs are just gonna be larger than my opponent's Rhinos. Well, good to know about that one, because I'm not gonna fatal push this thing now. So yeah, so now at this point, I'm just wildly far ahead, right? I'm just incredibly far ahead at this point. Fatal push was revealed. But I don't even want to fatal push. I'm gonna get to play Pure Magic for the first time in 2 months. Nice, Ifeno, that's awesome. How did the league go? It was pretty good. It worked out decently. Can we start clocking now? I think we just chill. The thing is just, I'm pulling further and further ahead the longer this game goes, and my opponent does not have a catch-up mechanism. Not through double fatal push and engineered explosives, at least. But my engine is like, I mean, this is the power of Reclaimer, right? Like, it's just like this random one drop. My one drop is single-handedly winning the game. My one drop is just single-handedly taking over the entire game. Every turn that goes by, things get better and better for me. Opponent cycling Omnath. In a sign of desperation, they're just literally just cycling an Omnath. Reclaimer Amulet is still the most base to build the deck as much as I can, but yeah, Reclaimer Amulet is just so freaking sweet. Basically, all the stuff that's going on right here also is happening with Reclaimer Amulet, which is just awesome. So now that they cycle the Omnath, next turn I can just push it. And my opponent knows that too, but they're like, they notice that the board is very, very much in my favor, and the longer the game goes, the better that it gets. Man, I love this card with a passion. My opponent says Omnath has somehow been thoroughly outvalued. GG's. Yeah. Just outvalued by a 1-drop. You love to see it. You love to see it. I love me some Reclaimer, man. This card is so freaking sweet. See you next round. Alright, so my opponent has a doctorate in Goyf, and I don't have any kind of Goyf-related achievements. So I feel behind, but I think I'm going to keep this hand regardless. My sequencing is going to be interesting, though. Mostly because of Springleaf Drum. I think I'm going to Thoughtseize on turn 2. So I can go turn 1 Boseiju into Drum. But this could be a Boseiju matchup. No, I'm going to Thoughtseize on 1. So Fetch, Shock, and Thoughtseize on 1. And then just Bob on 2. And then on turn 3... Actually, I can play Saga on 2. And then on turn 3, I can Drum plus make a Construct, which seems pretty solid. So, Thoughtseize you, opponent. What are you up to? Oh, shit. So these Tribal Flames seem like they're gonna hurt. So let's get rid of those. Let's get rid of those. We can answer Leyline Binding with Boseiju. So now I'm gonna Saga on 2, and that's gonna put a lot of pressure on my opponent to answer the Bob, which means that they're not gonna Territorial Cabal on turn 2. Whoops, 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 whoops. Oof, almost F6 for my turn. Yeah, I want to do that. Should have gotten rid of the shitty new Tribal Flames. Yeah, so I got the old one, so I get to look at it on the table as opposed to on my opponent's hand. Tribal Flames is such a sweet card, man. It really is. Okay, opponent showing me that they. Territorial Kabu, so just letting me draw a card. Blooming Marsh. So I think we passed the turn here. And I'm just going to take 5 down. No, actually that doesn't work because I'm just going to get Tribal Flames out of the game. So I think I'm just going to push. Oh, fuck. Okay, well... To say that I was not expecting that would be an understatement. Well, whoopsies. Well, I'm losing now. I am super dead now. I guess I could have played around it. I guess I could have played around it. Whoopsies. I was not expecting that. That's hot. That's really hot. So now we get to stack our triggers, so I can stack the Bob trigger first, meaning that I'm not gonna take any damage. So that's That's a very, very nice thing about... okay. So this actually worked out super well for me. So now we get to do that. We get to put Shadow Spear in play. We get to Inquisition my opponent, taking their Tribal Flames. And then now we Bloodchief's Thirst. Well, that worked out. That actually worked out really well. Yeah, that's... they should... They just have to get rid of Bob. Are they hoping that Bob kills me? I think it's possible that my opponent is just on there. Well, I hope that you take enough damage from your Bob game plan. My TCG link still works. Yes, it does. Scion of Draco. Well, we can blow that one up, so I'm not too worried. Damn, they are on the... Okay, so... So we both have... We both have... Goif. So if I equip Shadow Spear here, my opponent lane bindings the Endurance most likely, and then I'm going to take 4 and then some. So I think I'm going to play it safe here. I'm just going to pass the turn. All right, JS, thank you for hanging out. Just going to Sage you there. Get a basic forest? Why not just get a duel? I don't think that my opponent understands that this Bob is in my team, you know? This Bob is firmly in my team. It has dealt me 0 damage so far. I imagine they're gonna leyline binding the Shadow Spear, and this Bob is just gonna kill them, dude. Alright, finally they're like, okay, yeah, this Bob is getting away with too much. Alright, so they finally got the message across. Dude, Bob is sick. Bob is so freaking sick. I love it so much. Swing for 4. Play land tapped. Goifo, pass the turn. We also have the Goif Mirror Breaker. Shadow Spear is the Goif Mirror Breaker. That's so sick. That was awesome. Okay. So these Go for the Throats look fantastic. These Engineered Explosives look okay as well. Endurance feels a little bit medium. Bob looked incredible right there. And they do have a pretty significant amount of ways to, like, you know, send damage upstairs, but I still think that Bob is, I mean, as we just saw that game, right? Bob is just so good. Endurance lines up well versus like Wild Night Cattle and stuff, but I'm not feeling it, you know? I am feeling this hand though. Whew. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Yes, keep this hand. Keep it. One thing that I will say is not having access to Force of Vigor, it's a little bit awkward versus Leyline Binding decks. I know that this deck does not have like a lot of green cards, but honestly, my experience with Force of Vigor is that you just hard cast it more than you pitch casted. Monkey. I would really like to Witherbloom command that. I don't think that I can, unfortunately. I think I just have to main phase push it. The problem, like, if my opponent flips an Inquisition or something from the top of my deck, like, I literally just lose the game, right? Blood Crypt on top. That's a great draw, because this allows me to, like, fetch Shock and actually, like, have a way to use my mana, and I really want to fetch Shock because of Stubborn Denial. Interesting. So if I take the Bolt, I effectively time walk my opponent. We know they're drawing Blood Crypt. This is looking pretty good here. So they can Tribal Flames, but they Leyline Binding. Interesting. That's very nice. That is very, very nice. So now we just get to double spell here. Reclaimer plus Goyf. Yeah, this is going well. This is going well right here. This Goyf survives Tribal Flames, which is kind of sick. So they're just gonna have to Tribal Flames the Reclaimer. Nekatl. You got it. Just literally Tribal Flames my face. Also, they didn't play out their land. Am I swinging? Yeah, I think so. So we get to swing here, and I get to Witherbloom command. I mill 3, get back a land, and drain them. And this can... Oh, you can't choose to... Oh. I thought I could choose to not get a card there. Okay, whatever, like it doesn't really matter too much. But I guess I can't actually do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to... I guess my opponent doesn't even want to play the game anymore, but I was going to go find Boseiju, and then I was gonna use a bounce land to return Boseiju to my hand so I can get rid of a potential binding. But good stuff, 2-0. Match number 3, and this hand looks pretty good to me. I think I'm gonna turn 1 Reclaimer. Huh, interesting. I just want to point out the fact that if I wanted to, I could turn 1 Springleaf Drum, and I could pitch Endurance to use the drum so that I could play another spell. I just want to point that out because it's sweet. It's definitely know what I'm gonna do because it's probably not a great play, but just want to point out that that is freaking sweet. Okay, so opponent thought seizes. Let's see what they're up to. Is this scam? It is scam. So this is a drum. And I think that I'm going to kill this. And I'm gonna play out a spell bomb so I don't get scammed. Is this a Blood Moon? Okay. That's funny. This is kind of awkward. Like, I really want to save this to blow this up. Like, I don't want to play it out. So I think I'm just gonna pass. And I'm gonna sack Urborg to go get a basic forest. Yeah, we're playing buffs list, DevJab. Maybe they have Bolt. I don't know. Who knows? Dude, Reclaimer is just so sick. Call against command. I mean, that sucks, obviously, but it's not the end of the world. Fable. So we lose to Fury here, but I have accepted my fate. I have accepted my fate. And I'm gonna take it. Dude, Scan is a really fucked up deck. Okay. Scam is a really fucked up deck. We do have Bitter Blossom. We do have Bitter Blossom. Thirst seems pretty bad. Bob's probably fine. Endurance seems a little bit medium. Go for the throat. Goif seems quite strong. Thoughtseize is fine. Do I want Bog is the question. over a Saga. Could you save Reclaimers taking Ursa Saga? I could have, but like how do I win, right? There's still a fucking 3/3 double striker that I need to beat, and I can't. Guess I'm keeping this. So now if they try to grief me, they get wrecked. Okay. All right. Pass the turn. Let's see what's on top. Bujuki Ball. Yeah, definitely don't want to draw that. Jesus fucking. That's a lot. How the hell am I beating this? That's a lot. That is a lot. There's the Pyro. I wonder if they're gonna make constructs. They're gonna make tokens, I mean. Bubble. It's not great. Like, even if I kill this, like, that's not great for me. So I guess I would need to draw something like Bujuki Ball or whatever. I think I'm gonna take 2. I mean, it's 3, but I'd like 2 from this, because this is what I could kill. Okay. Undying Malice and Grief. We've got like a little bit of info on the way out, but probably not gonna matter. I doubt that they're not gonna fetch there. Yeah, okay. Alright. Just drew a little bit too poorly there. Unfortunate. Okay, this hand is bad. This hand is good. I think I'm gonna bottom the Springleaf Drum. Obviously, there's an argument for bottoming the Endurance there, but... Oh, wow. So... we gotta take Arband Worker here. Because that card is almost unbeatable for us. Scales. I've not played against Scales in a really long time. This is awesome. Interesting. So turn 1 Drum. Do I want to go if here? I don't care about the Ballista, but I kind of care about the Patchwork Automaton. I think I'm going to play Goif this turn. And next turn we're going to have more information. Oh no. Urborg! You betrayed me. That escalated quickly. That's pretty good. Okay. So now we Thoughtseize Ballista. Play Bob. Say go. Or do I want to attack? I kind of want to attack. No, I guess Bob keeps the Arcbound Worker around, and also if my opponent misses on finding an artifact, then we get to block the Patchwork Automaton. So there's the Forest and Steerings. They play their land drop already. And here's when things are gonna get interesting. Sabas. That did grow the Goif though, that's cool. Good for us. Alright, Bob, do your magic. I think we just passed the turn. So we're missing instant, but Thirst doesn't really help me there. I could have I could have Thirst there to get rid of the Welding Jar. So like basically whatever I kill is gonna get regenerated. So I'd rather put a 3/4 into play instead. Walking Ballista. I think my boy needs to kill the Bob. I'm gonna take 5. I'm gonna trade Tarmogoyf for my opponent's Welding Jar, but then that means that I get to Bloodchief Thirst this thing. So they can kill this, which would put 2 counters here, which would be 7, so we still trade, so that's fine. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't kill either of these. Killing Bob is big though, for sure. Kill and regen. And now we untap. Bubble. Let's see what my opponent's drawing, and I'm just gonna Bloodchief Thirst the automaton here. Phyrexia's Core. Doesn't really do anything. Can I pay for that word? They do have a Canopy land in play, however. And I guess that this Ballista can just grow if my opponent wants it to. Another Endurance. These Endurances are kind of weird here. Like, they're doing something, but they're also, like, not doing anything. That one's gonna do something, though. That one's probably gonna do something. So if I block, they kill the Ravager, and this becomes a 4/4. They can also like suck the drum to grow this. Yeah, I really need to find like a Fatal Push or another Thirst. I think if I find a push, or particularly a push, would be fantastic. But I need to draw something here. That's not it. Still gonna play it out, but that's not the draw that I was hoping for. So, they put a counter here. Activating, that's 3. They sack this, that's 4. They sack this to put 3 counters here, that's 6. And they can sack the Sabaz. Yeah, this can destroy itself. So I guess that they can turn the Ballista into a 7/7 if they want to. I'm just gonna untap here. God damn it. Oh, the slow burn. The slow burn, Bob. Why do you do this to me, Bob? This could be something else, Bob. Nice deck, idiot. Shut up, you're not the boss of me. That's fucked up, though. That's a big-ass Ballista now. Is this actually just fucking lethal? This is just fucking lethal. Well, really punished for not playing out the Endurance. I wanted to get tricky and I drew exactly my other Endurance. So they can turn this into a 6/6 just by activating. I mean, I still need to force my opponent to go all in. So I'm gonna double block. They can go all in and then I can draw a removal spell. I have another chump blocker for next turn. But I don't think I can realistically win this game otherwise. So here I am, just, you know, just crossing my fingers, hoping for the best. So Ravager down. All right, Fatal Push off the top. Fatal Push off the top right here. You have to prepare, Chad. You have to prepare for that Fatal Push off the top. Damn it. That's not a Fatal Push. Yeah, I'll just pass the turn. This is a lethal boy. Yeah. One of us is drawing better than the other one. One of us is drawing better than the other one. I'm ready for top decking the Thoughtseize. My body is ready for the Thoughtseize that's on top of my deck. I wonder if they want to like ping here. Is that good for them? It actually may be lethal. Is it lethal for them to ping? So they sack Drum to Ravager. They suck Ravager to itself. That is 3. I think that was lethal. Oh, they're playing around. They're playing around my card in hand, so I guess it makes sense. Okay, so here we go. Big brain play. We bubble myself. Is there a push on top of my deck? No. There's a creature that doesn't do anything. So we're going to activate Takenuma. And we have the option. We can deploy the Reclaimer, which would be a 3/4. It would not be a 3/4. It would not be a 3/4. So I guess it doesn't work. So I'm going to get back Tarmogoyf, and we have to top deck exactly... we have to top deck exactly... what's his name here? Exactly Fatal Push. Just a step to watch your videos since I picked up Emily like 3 months ago. Great content, learned a lot. Still am. Shout out from Portugal. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for checking out, Keen Chala. Appreciate it. Happy to hear you enjoying it. We can bring in Go for the Throat. This card seems fantastic in this matchup. Bob, what the hell? What the hell? What's with this non-artifact creature nonsense, Bob? Are you not... Why are you not prepared for the fucking Hardened Scales matchup, Bob? Why are you doing this to me, man? Why are you doing this to me, dude? This is not cool. I feel like I'm just getting debated over here. No claim, no fucking, what's his name? No fucking Force of Vigor. But Witherbloom Command. Okay, fair. I'll take Witherbloom Command. Do we even want Bitter Blossom in this matchup? Like, it just makes a bunch of chump blockers. The thing is that all of these other cards just suck ass. Guess I'll just keep 1 Endurance. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I guess. Questionable keep, but... I guess brutal that I have to keep the Thoughtseizes in my hand, in my deck, you know? Oh, man. Oh, man. We're just running out the Hardened Scales just like that? Are we just running out the Hardened Scales just like that? Mill Saga. Boom! Witherbloom Command, best fucking card. Witherbloom Command. God damn it, I love this card. God damn it, I love that card. Just a casual destroy your best card. Find my best card. Just no big deal. just no big deal. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I'm blowing that up before it grows too much. 5/6, go. Your own Saga could be a problem. Call an ambulance, but not for me. Okay, maybe yes for me. God damn it. Maybe we should call an ambulance for me. Hit. 5, yeah. Shock. Goif. Pass. It's kind of brutal that I literally cannot kill the Saga because I just died to the Inkmoth Nexus. So I just cannot blow up the Saga, unfortunately. We're gonna find Peeling Needle off of these of this saga, and that's gonna find me that's gonna lock the Ravager, which is nice. Ugh. Ugh. What can they find off of this? I think I have to blow up the scales. Because I don't think they have lethal without the scales. Not this turn, at least. But if they start to beef up this Hangerback Walker, I'm going to be in really bad shape. So if they actually go all in and they set up a 2-turn clock with Ink Moth, what I do is I will just PD Needle the Ink Moth. But they kind of have to choose now. And hopefully these Shadow Spears, this Shadow Spear allows the Goyfs to raise. Jeez, it's pretty good. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to PD Needle. PD Needle Arcbound Ravager. This is also a game. This is also a game where I went turn 1, blow up your scales, draw a saga, and like we're still behind. Okay. I am at 23 at least. So they can find Sabas, but they don't have red to blow up their own dude. I need to find engineered explosives so I can EE for 0. This case is a really good deck. I think that it's a very good deck. It's just really, really hard to play though. That's why people don't play it. But I do agree that it's actually very, very good. Gonna suit up the construct. 7/7 is bigger than 6/7, goddammit. At least this doesn't make the Goyf smaller, which is nice. Thoughtseize. Oh, it did? What did I exile? Oh, creature. That sucks. Woof! Kind of dodged there. Well, here's what we call the Goyf wall. We're gonna call this one the Goyf wall. Shaper Sanctuary. Wow, what a throwback. Explosives for 0. Let's go. Explosives for 0. One time. I used to despise this match, but I come to love it. It's very good. It's fun. It's very entertaining. My opponent drew very well, to be honest. I also drew pretty well as well. I feel like we have both drawn pretty well, which makes things a lot more interesting. The good thing now is that if I draw engineered explosives, we're kind of in really good shape. Fatal push. So I think I swing with everything. Opponent gets to draw a card, which sucks, but I'm gonna get to trample for 6, and they don't get to draw cards. They don't get to gain life, I mean. So they're probably gonna beef up the Hangerback Walker because then they can pop it. So now that's gonna be a 5/5, which is pretty massive. I am at 25, opponent down to 2. They could also activate Nick and put the counters there for a 2-turn clock. Yeah, that would have been solid. That's a good draw for them. That was a nice top deck for sure. That was a very, very nice top deck. Ursa Saga. Is that gonna be good enough? Don't know if that's gonna be good enough. Okay, now it's gonna be good enough. So they don't have red mana, so they can't activate this. So now it's gonna be a matter, like if I draw Fatal Push, I think we win. Or if I draw Engineered Explosives. My own Ursa Saga. I'm still supposed to attack with Goif to prevent this from growing. Their construct is going to be so big, though. So now they go up to 9. They get a shit ton of Thopters. Explosives, baby! Let's go. Wow, they traded the Ballista for the Goif. Interesting. I'm not even sure that's right. So we're still in a similar spot where if we draw a removal spell, we are going to win. Because we can do the same thing that we did before. Like, this is kind of a greedy attack from my opponent, I think. Because like if I make the Goif trample, then they just lose. Okay. So I can't shuffle and I can find a removal spell, so I'm going to bubble them. Darksteel Citadel is good, so it's not a relevant card, but they're gonna get 2 artifacts now, which makes this construct in play a big problem. Catacombs, yeah. So we're still looking for engineered explosives. And at this point, they're just like A little bit too out there, I think. Yeah, so we have to draw exactly engineered explosives here. So this is 15 plus 7, 22. So this is not lethal per se. But I think I'm gonna need both Goifs to do the thing. Just the casual 15 life swing, you know? 15 point life, 30 point life swing. Engineer closes. So I guess now... Yeah, that may actually have been good, because that means that we get to kill Shadow Spear. But we just don't have time anymore. If I draw push, I can kill this and I die in the air, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so we're just dead. That sucks. Damn, that looked very impressive from my opponent's deck. Definitely, we were not ready for the Scales matchup. I'll tell you that much. This card being in my deck still lets you know that I was not ready for the Scales matchup. See you for the last round. This is how it's gonna go, huh? This is how it's gonna go the last round. Keep this. Bottom Overgrown Tomb. Done. Marsh Flats. Go. So yeah, this is not the worst, also not great. But it's... Gobos. Okay. Not playing around main deck. Main deck Moon. Here's a little baby Tarmogoyf. Little baby 1/2 Tarmogoyf. Mogwar Marshal, no! Not that one. Gross. Bob. Okay. Pass the turn. So it was one of the least impactful ones, but certainly one of the most satisfying ones. I mean, I don't think it's going to be unimpactful, honestly. It was one of the tier 1 decks, just got a very significant, downgrade, right? Deck heard you like lands, is just trying to make you happy. Yeah, maybe. Maybe opponent's actually being, the deck is being kind to me. And I'm just getting it all wrong. Ooh, that grows the Goif. Hell yeah. Played against Always an FNM, they did 8 damage out of nowhere with a new card. Oh, with the Lord? Yeah, I think the Lord is very legit. Dude, this sorcery speed removal spell though. Eesh. Eesh. This sorcery speed removal is... it's getting me. They should have also used, you know, the thing. So they can control the top of the deck. I think this deck is actually good now. I think that the Lord actually gives the Goblins deck pretty significant staying power. It also works really well with their curve too. We may be just dead here. We may be dead because we don't have instant speed removal, which is kind of rough. Oh, they go for Ringleader. Makes a lot of sense. All right, here's this stupid fucking endurance that doesn't do anything. Now we just keep drawing. We just keep drawing against Hardened Scales and Goblins. Okay. I mean, there's nothing we can really do here. If they have it, they have it. So I'd rather just represent removal, I guess. I think I'm sending. And I'm trying to clock. Because it's not really getting better for me. Maybe attacking with both is too much, but maybe I should have just attacked with one. Because if they have the Lord here, that's, yeah. So now they just double chump. Or that, okay. Why would you block that instead of the... So now we just thirst the thing, and it's gonna kill the Goblin token too. They revealed 2 Goblins, but they're a Matron and a Battlecry Goblin, so they can't actually cast both. And also, if they get value from these exiles, that means that they're not casting the Ringleader, so... That kind of made my opponent's turn a little bit awkward. The problem now, like if I were my opponent, I would just play Matron, go tutor for like the removal spell, I kill the Bob, and now we're not in great shape. Going back to my opponent's last turn, like double blocking the endurance instead of the glyph makes no sense, because if I had instant speed removal, I can just kill the Horde Master anyway. So they should have 100% blocked the Tarmogoyf. Otherwise, I just kill their Lord and they just literally just double chump blocked. So I think that was a mistake by my opponent. They shocked there. What does this thing do? Whenever it attacks, if you attacked... Oh, it gives +1/+0 and haste to all goblins, and then... If you attack with 6 power or more, you create a free 1/1. Okay. It's pretty good value for a 2-drop. Okay, no Ringleader is good. But the bad news is that they're just gonna Matron for the removal spell, they're gonna kill my Bob. Let's see another name of the new Lord. Rundveld Hordemaster. It's a good draw. That's a pretty good draw. It's a pretty good draw. And I really want to, you know, put pedal to the metal here, because I think, I mean, we are going to have a 2/2 blocker, first of all. And second of all, like, I feel like we really need to put on the pressure because my opponent has more card advantage than I do. And they also have the combo finish. Opponent has no respect for history, though. That's pretty fucked up. This is an instant though, so this is pretty good. So let's make a 2/2. And this 2/2 is going to block the Matron. Munitions expert is kind of messed up. So opponent can block here, but if they block, I just do nothing. If they let me block and they... Let's see what they do. Because if they put... Okay, so they put a munitions expert in play. So if they attempt to kill the Goyf... Okay, so they just kill here. Which I guess is fine, so I just take 4 now. We untap, see what we draw. Land would be pretty good. Bob. So we can find Shadow Spear. And I get to suit up the Goyf with the Shadow Spear. Which should be a pretty decent clock. So 6, yeah. Okay, so 3 cards in hand. I have 2 vials now. Both of them on 2 is interesting. They also have a fucking den, which is pretty rough. I'm probably gonna have to push the den. Gross. That is so gross. Oh, wow. That is disgusting. I have to throw Bob under the bus here. I wonder if my opponent's even playing the combo. Like, they just have to be playing the combo, right? So they can drain me for 1 here for free. Exile Cavern of Souls. Okay, that's good. So we trade there. Opponent doesn't get to exile. And Goyf is now a 7/8. I mean, this Goyf is doing the thing. Oh, wow. 3rd munitions expert? Jeez. Well, I guess we'll lose. That was a lot. Wow, that was that was so much. That was so much. Okay, so I think I want Needle. Don't want Spellbomb, don't want Bog. These Bloodchief Thirst suck ass. Oh, these Endurances are terrible. I guess I'd rather have Thorax. This looks fine. Wow, what a game. What a game. My opponent played it pretty well over there, just like making sure that at no point they even tried to go for the combo. They were just like casually getting more and more value, and eventually it was just too much for me to come back from. Octofan, thank you for that follow, appreciate it. It's an interesting curve. 23 lands, 3 zeros, 16 1-drops, 16 2-drops, 2 X's. An interesting curve. Yeah, okay. I was your lecture point earlier today. Didn't know you. Oh, yeah, welcome, Octofant. Yeah. GG's. So I think I'm gonna bubble on their end step. Because if I draw an Inquisition, I'm gonna, you know, I'd rather have more info. Blood Crypt. Witherbloom Command. Witherbloom Command. Okay. I think we just Inquisition here. I guess good thing that I did, because I get this gets rid of the munitions expert. And now we play out Saga. Next turn we are going to have access to removal, and then we can PD Needle the Aether Vial, which is going to significantly slow down my opponent's development. So there's the Horde Master, which we can push as we deploy a Tarmogoyf. Interesting. Exile a land. Okay, good. So here we're going to have an interesting, we're going to be in an interesting spot. Because there are a couple of ways that we can go about this. I think I'm just going to reset my Saga with the trigger on the stack. This feels like a Lurrus deck. It used to be a Lurrus deck, yes. Oh no, not my Reclaimer. Dude. My Reclaimers have been getting host today. Ooh, that's very sexy. Okay, okay, okay. So that's like one of the few cards that would make me want to reevaluate here. I was just, you know, kind of going to do the thing, but I think that now that I drew Witherbloom Command, we can float a mana. We can get Shadow Spear. Yeah, we can get Shadow Spear. I can Witherbloom Command, mill 3 a return a land, and destroy a non-creature, non-land permanent. Get back Saga. And then equip Shadow Spear and swing for a bunch. Six, yeah. That seems good. Once again, Witherbloom Command being extremely, extremely good. Goblin Matron. Oh, I think they already played that out. So they're probably going to go for the 4-drop, I imagine. Oh, they could get the... Are they playing the lore that destroys artifacts anymore? Maybe they're not playing that any longer. What's the name of that lore? I forgot what it's called. Yeah. Yeah, that hit on the vial was so good. Like Witherbloom Command. This card is so fantastic. Okay. And now the question is, do they play around another Witherbloom command? Do they play around another Witherbloom command? So this doesn't grow the Goyf, so I'm just gonna swing. Okay, not playing around another Witherbloom command. Probably the right thing to do, but it's still funny. Got him! Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking of. That explains why they didn't tutor for it. It's because this intertapped. Yeah, if this hadn't intertapped, my opponent would have been able to play the Trash Master and just throw one of these at the Shadow Spear. Which, granted, like, we're probably still ahead at that point, but it makes things a little bit harder for us, for sure. So I guess I'm going to keep Thoughts instead of Inquisition there, because they have a bunch of 4-drops that I'm very interested in getting rid of. What is this? Seems pretty interesting. Okay, I'm down for this. Leyline of the Void. That's very good for me. I think I want to play this out right now. Whoops. Stone Rain you. Go ahead. That's pretty funny. So let's get a swamp here. Here's Robert. Robert, el confidante. The funny thing is, my opponent was not F6'd with the Arid Mesa there. Ugh, gross. Pretty good draw. Pretty good draw. I'm down. I am down. Come on, dude. Gotta give me a break here, you know? You can't just, you know, get Stone Raid and just still have it all. I just can't do that, you know? Okay. Can we get full value from El Turaco? El Turaco. Goblin Trash Master. Huh. So we know they're drawing Trash Master. We know they're drawing like Munitions Expert, sorry. So I think I'm just gonna make a... I can make a construct. or I can play Torak. Both ways, my opponent can just Munitions Expert next turn and kill them. And both ways, I'm gonna Thoughtseize or discard the Trash Master regardless. So that being said, I think I'm going to just Torak here instead. No, actually it's better for me to do this because the other way around I just end up with a random 2-2 in play. With a 2-1, I guess. So... Oh, I guess I can go... We can go Springleaf Drum. No, I can't. Never mind. So I'm just gonna get Shadow Spear. And then I'm just gonna Thoughtseize the Trash Master. So now my opponent taps, they get to kill my construct, swing for 3, but then I get to drain them and kill the Horde Master. And we just hope that they don't flip a Ringleader. Let's see what they're drawing. They're drawing a Swamp. Yeah, I'm still gonna do this right now. X -3 and drain. So they exile the Swamp. We draw a Bob. Interesting. So they only have 1 Munitions Expert left, but they drew the other 3. War Marshal. Land. Land? Witherbloom Command. I really have to find another land here. So we're gonna take 4. File. Okay. Let's see, Bob. Do your thing, Bob. Hell yeah, look at that. God damn it. There's some Magus on top. Well, I guess that if I don't do this now, we are not doing it ever. So we're gonna probably kill one of these and blow up the vial. Is gaining the life more relevant than blowing up the vial? Probably. What if I equip? What if I equip? That means my opponent can't attack. I can kill a dude. We kill this dude. We drain for 2. They attack for 3, down to 5. Next turn we equip. Yeah, I guess that's better. So if they top deck Lord, well, they don't. We know that they're gonna top deck Magus. We just bubble them. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of. Like I kind of want to get rid of their black mana. So I think I may get punished for this. But I think that it's better to kill that, and just we're gonna swing with Bob. Like I can't lose, right? Because I don't have any 3 CMC cards in my deck. I don't have any 3 CMC cards in my deck. Hey, look at that. It's a good draw. It's a good draw for sure. Take 3. Also now this needle is pointless if they play the Magus. Overgrown Tomb has been revealed. Shadow Spear and Equip. And I'm gonna attack because I don't want my opponent to just pass the turn. This game has been very close. They trade. Interesting. Just don't draw the last munitions expert. As long as they don't find the last munitions expert, maybe we got a game here. Best possible to draw the forest. Yeah, I mean, after I saw the Goyf, yeah. So if they have another munitions expert or the 4-drop goblin, we lose to the 4-drop goblin and we lose to another munitions expert. I guess we don't straight up lose to another munitions expert. Okay, I imagine that's bad news for me. Mog Fanatic. I guess it wasn't. Sweet. Swing. And I guess I'd rather play a Reclaimer and play a tapped Overgrown Tomb. Because otherwise if I play Torak, they just sack the Mog Fanatic and kill it. And now we're actually looking pretty good, right? Like my opponent's super stuck on mana, and we are in a spot where like we are just gaining 4 life every single turn. So that was neat. That was neat. Okay, so the back-to-back 3 and 2s felt exactly as medium as you would expect that it would feel. But this one was 2-0 into 3-2, so. This deck looked fine. I think the endurances were a little bit too bad. Honestly, like they were just like a little bit too hit or miss. And we drew them in matchups where they were bad and they were just effectively mulligans. Like it's not like you need your cards in a deck like this to just like add a little bit of value every time. So it's not like something like Amulet where even if you're drawing endurance in a matchup where it's not particularly good, your other cards are just so over the top that it doesn't matter because you only need to draw 1 Primeval Titan. And even if you drew 2 endurances on the way there, like it just doesn't matter because the Primeval Titan just wins the game by itself. Here, you have no cards that really win the game by themselves, so you need all of your cards to be pound for pound impactful in every single matchup, and Endurance is just not. So, I feel like even though this is a fine starting spot, I don't think that we can just main deck 4 Endurances. They are just like way too bad in, it felt like way too many matchups. Like against Rhinos, they were cut out. Against, you know, if we were playing against Creativity, they would have been cut out. If we were playing against 4-color, they would be cut. If we were playing against, you know, like there's way too many matchups where the card is just medium or straight up bad, that I don't think that we can play 4 copies of it. Like in the place of this, you can do something like playing Liliana, you can play Grace or something like that. I don't know which cards are good. Like I don't know what actually works in a cohesive way with the rest of the deck, but endurance ain't it. that's my only conclusion. That endurance is not what we're looking for here. Besides that, the deck is just a lot of fun. I think that this deck is just crazy fun, and I'm all about it. I think that it will always yield good matches, like almost regardless of what you play against, because you feel like you have a shot in basically against everything. Like you have cards that could allow you to do something. These Bitter Blossoms suck though. I can't even imagine these Bitter Blossoms being good kind of ever. So that's the other card that I would say. Those are the only other cards that I'm not feeling. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below if you enjoy the content. If you would like to support my content, you can do so through Patreon. You can also do it through donations, and finally you can if you're interested in leveling up your game, you can do so with coaching. So if you're interested in having some one-on-one time talking about Magic and helping you achieve your magical goals, you can always hit me up and we can make it work. All the information is in the description of the video down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video, folks. Take care. Bye bye.